let me ask you, what do you predict for tonight? We had you on before the first of what was supposed to be 3 debates, and we thought we'd have you back for the last one. We didn't think it would be the second one. What do you think tonight will be like, and how do you think it may be contrasted from the first debate?
Look, I hope tonight there's actually less fireworks than the first one. Mm-hmm. I hope tonight the real division is on substance. The first one between Trump and Biden was kind of a food fight. I mean, it was they were yelling and insulting each other.
Right.
That's fine, but I actually think that played to the Democrats' strength. They want it to be all about personality. They don't want it to be about substance. What I hope the president does is draw a clear distinction between free enterprise and socialism. I hope the president draws a clear distinction between rule of law and the Constitution versus anarchy and riots in the streets. And I think last time the president was clearly ready for a fight. He was energized, but I think a couple of times he jumped in and saved Joe Biden from himself. I think we would have been better off if he just let Joe talk a little bit, because the positions Joe is embracing are really out there, and the more we can do to highlight it, the better that is.
I mean, we just talked about this yesterday, Senator Cruz. Nobody in this office, nobody in my research team, nobody out of the 15 people who work for Louder with Crowder knew that on Joe Biden's own website, under firearm safety, is he will ban all online sales of firearms, ammunition, kits, parts. That means if I want a grip adapter, no one knows that, and it's surprising to me that there will be no question seemingly in any of these debates about guns. And I think that that's obviously trying to stack the deck, because if people in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin know how radical Joe Biden's firearm policy is, he loses them in a landslide. Do you think that's maybe the case here?
I think that's right, but I think it's even more than that. Let me connect the two topics we started with, which is the debate and my book, One Vote Away. Right. So each chapter of the book is on a different constitutional right. If you read the chapter on the Second Amendment, it talks about the case Heller versus District of Columbia. That's the landmark Second Amendment case. It was decided 5-4. I helped litigate that case. Right. And in fact, the book is all war stories from helping litigate many of the big landmark cases of the court. But on Heller, the 4 dissenters, their position was not that some gun control is sometimes okay. Reasonable minds can differ on that. We can have actually a reasonable conversation and debate on that topic.
Right.
The position of the dissenters was much more radical. It was that there is no individual right to keep and bear arms whatsoever, that it is merely a, quote, collective right of the militia, which means the federal government, the state government, the city can make it a crime, can make it a felony for you or for me to own a gun.
Right.
And under the dissenters' view of Heller, there'd be nothing we could do about it. We have no Second Amendment right. Joe Biden has promised to nominate Supreme Court justices who would overturn Heller. So if Joe Biden is elected, the Supreme Court will effectively erase the Second Amendment from the Bill of Rights. Yeah. That's the kind of substance I hope we see in the debate tonight.
Well, I don't know if we will, but I think it's important that to note it's not about Heller versus DC. Wasn't a pistol grip versus tactical grip. It wasn't about some bump stock. It was about the right to own. So when people say, "Oh, I think I'm okay with revolvers or pump shotguns," no, you would have no right to own it. You'd have to have some kind of a sheriff or someone like that, some legislator or someone in local law enforcement allow you the basic right to self-preservation. Going back to the debate, and then I do want to go ahead.
Specific facts on it, Stephen. So Dick Anthony Heller, who's the plaintiff in Heller, is a federal police officer, lived in the District of Columbia. He carried a firearm at work. Under D.C. law, all pistols were illegal. So revolvers, any pistol was illegal no matter what. And any long gun, any shotgun or rifle was required to be disassembled and inoperative at all times with no exception. So literally, if someone is breaking into your house, if you're a single mom and a crackhead is coming through the window to hurt your kids, and you had a shotgun and you removed the trigger lock, you were committing a crime.
Let's not bring Hunter Biden into this. I don't think he's breaking into anybody's house anytime soon. Hey, listen. Hey, come on. That's not hearsay. That's not gossip. He's on camera smoking a crack pipe. All right? I have more credibility, and I'm in a feathered boa, okay? Let's go back to the debate here.
Woo-woo.
You mentioned, woo-woo, woo-woo. You mentioned, Yeah, that you hope to see something more substantive. Now, I do want to talk about the commission and how biased it is and what we think we should do in elections going forward. However, could it be an advantage for Joe Biden to be left alone with his thoughts for 2 minutes straight? It may be a blessing in disguise.
Yes, if there's the give and take of questioning, and there has to be some back and forth, because look, Joe Biden can memorize a couple of minutes and get it out. I mean, that's what he's doing all week, is memorizing little set pieces. Where the debate is important, and I'm all for Trump counterpunching and engaging. I just hope he engages on substance and sort of just turns the temperature down a little bit and makes clear what Joe's radical policies are.
Right. And speaking of radical, the moderator here, I want to make sure it's Walker. I always get her name wrong. Yeah. We went through a segment yesterday about her Democratic ties, some of the practices that she's undertaken as a journalist. She's moderated debates before. Should Americans go in with eyes wide open? Is she biased? And then is the commission biased, the Commission for Debates who changed the rules? Because I think a rule change was fair, but this was pretty extreme.
Look, of course she's biased. Of course the commission is a train wreck. Everyone on the commission is a never-Trumper, either the Democrats or the never-Trump Republicans. They're all voting for Joe Biden. And let me say more broadly, Republicans are idiots. like, if you look at debates, every single general election debate is moderated by a Democrat. What the hell is wrong with us? Like 100%. Everyone is moderated by a Democrat. And it's even worse than that, Stephen. In the presidential race, Republican primary debates are almost all moderated by Democrats. Right. The people moderating want everyone on the stage to lose. And every question is designed to make everyone look like idiots. So I propose two very simple changes.
Okay.
Number one, for Republican primary presidential debates, the moderators should be people who actually intend to vote in a Republican primary.
That's fair.
So if you're not a Republican, don't moderate a Republican primary debate, because we want moderators who will actually ask questions that Republican primary voters give a damn about.
Fair.
Secondly, for the general elections, stop this ridiculous assumption that journalists are not partisans. We've seen Democrat after Democrat after Democrat. Instead of ignoring the bias, own it. Right. And so have an explicitly conservative moderator and an explicitly liberal moderator. So imagine, for example, a debate moderated by Mark Levin and Rachel Maddow. And everyone knows, look, Levin's going to ask tough questions and conservative questions the Democrats not going to like. Maddow's going to ask liberal questions the Republicans not going to like. And that actually would be an interesting debate.
Right. Yeah, at least the people on stage wouldn't be the only ones trading barbs. It would be, would you shut up, man? Hey, screw you. Ah, screw you, you dope. No, screw you. And you'd be like, which one's which? I don't even know anymore, but I'm enjoying it. Let me ask you, I think that's a good idea, because this idea that there is inherently unbiased journalism, that's a lot. It's never the case. It would have to be predicated on the idea that human beings can have no values. And if you have someone with no values that mean anything to them, well, not only should they not be moderating a debate, but they should be forced to walk the plank.
I think drawing and quartering is really undervalued in today's society.
Well, yeah. I mean, so I see that you're running for the Green Party with Republicans are idiots, the quartering. Let me ask you this, too, as well. First, final question on the debate, and we're going to get to that really quick. What's your prediction? Who comes out the victor tonight, and how do you think it affects the election?
I think Trump's going to do well. I think Joe Biden... I don't think Biden is going to do well. If we can avoid the fireworks and focus on substance, I think Trump wins tonight.
Yeah, okay. I think you're right. And I also hope that Joe Biden gets 2 minutes to himself, and then just Joe Biden's himself, in 2 minutes. That's the thing. Sometimes you give him enough rope. We saw that with the last debate. The one time he was asked a direct question, like you said, there has to be a give and take that's fair. The one time he was asked a direct question, which ironically only came from Donald Trump, which law enforcement agencies have endorsed you? Hamana. So my final question is, obviously ACB is a conversation right now. She's probably going to be confirmed on Monday. You introduced a constitutional amendment to stop or prevent any kind of court packing, I would say, as a block to a potential Joe Biden presidency. But he doesn't know. Will he? Won't he? Vote for him, decide. He hasn't given his position. Tell people what this is and why it's important.
So Joe Biden tonight is going to deny again that he's going to pack the court. Kamala Harris has denied that they're going to pack the court. The reason they won't answer that question is because their answer is yes. That Senate Democrats, the radicals, are in charge. They're angry. And if they win, they will pack the court. And what does it mean to pack the court? It means to increase the number of justices, to put your partisans on the court. And so we've seen there have been 9 justices on the Supreme Court for 150 years. We saw another Democratic president try to do this. FDR tried to do this at the height of his popularity, 1937. And his own party, the Democratic Party, he had huge majorities in both houses. They said no. They said it would politicize the judiciary. It would destroy the independence of the court. We're not going to do it. And the reason that today's Democrats, that Biden doesn't want to answer the question, is because packing the court is incredibly unpopular. And so here's what they're doing, and you can listen to it tonight. The last 2 weeks, one of the ways we know that they're going to pack the court, A, if the answer was no, they'd say no, because that's overwhelmingly the more popular answer. But B, Democrats, the talking points have gone out that they're trying to redefine what it means to pack the court. So Joe Biden tonight, here's a prediction. He will say Donald Trump has been packing the court for 4 years.
Right, by just actually having conservative judges elected through the process that exists, which is totally within precedent.
It is ludicrous spin to say that a president nominating justices for vacancies is packing the court. That's not what packing the court is.
No, we're past ludicrous spin. It's spin plaid.
But there's a reason. It's also spin that is revealing. It's like a tell in poker. The fact that they're trying to redefine packing the court is because they intend, if they win, to increase the court to 11 or to 13 and just jam a bunch of partisans there. Who will do what?
Right.
Who will take away the Second Amendment? Who will take away our free speech? Who will take away our religious liberty? You know, the book, One Vote Away, which, by the way, Stephen, I got to give you a shout out to you. So when I last went on your show right before the debate and we talked about the book, One Vote Away, it shot to the #1 bestseller in the country on Amazon.
Ooh.
And so, you know,
that would mean a whole lot to me if you weren't telling it to all the hosts who had you on. But I do appreciate you making me.
Look, I'm in politics.
I know. No, but I do. No, I appreciate it. And I think it's a very important book, One Vote Away, because a lot of people don't know the dissenting opinions historically are really just as important as the yay votes, especially when you're looking at actually packing the courts. And to be fair, Joe Biden may not have answered. Someone could have turned on the microwave in the green room and it made the plate go a little bit haywire. The book is One Vote Away. We do have to get going. Senator Cruz, we appreciate you being here. And I think we'll be seeing you on election night, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be a marathon stream, a meat grinder. Senator Cruz, thank you so much, brother. We appreciate it.
Excellent. God bless.
Watch Good Morning Mug Club live every Monday through Thursday at 10:15 Eastern.